It's time to crack open a cold one and embrace the absurd. This is the Exploded It Show. Here we go.
Good morning, Antarctica, future home of Sandals resort and beach location. Only continent that can still grow bananas. This is the funniest thing on the internet. Drinking with two guys you've never met. Welcome to the one and only Exploded It Show. I am Wired Cereal, joined, as always, by the illustrious JC King. What's going on, JC?
Is that a fact, that banana thing?
No, it's more of a comment on how we've discovered trees under the ice now in Antarctica. It's defrosting and growing things now.
Oh,
all the ice is going away. It will be the tropical resort of 2030.
So, you know how, like, there's always, like, I don't know, you call them sessions or windows of time or periods. Periods is a better word. So, for example, we had the period of time where the podcast might as well have been called the IMDb show. And then we had a period of time where it was like the you and me fighting.
Two guys fighting on the radio.
So this is another period. This is called the JC's Mobile Sessions. This is when, for the time being, I'm not drinking. Not that the audience knows that or doesn't know that, but I'm not drinking right now.
They do now.
So I'm smoking cigarettes a lot on the podcast.
Yep. And
in order to do that, I have to be mobile. So that's why you get occasionally, what's weird is like, there's been a couple of them where you couldn't tell for shit that I was mobile. Like I was outside, but I guess it was a quiet night or whatever, and you couldn't tell.
I think some people can.
Maybe the astute listeners, but most people, no idea, right? And right now, today, you're most definitely going to be able to tell. Now, I'll go inside some, and I'll come outside some to smoke cigarettes, but it's like a windy day. So it's like you'll hear a little... Right now, it's actually not windy, and I'm surrounded by trees, so it may not be as bad as I thought. But still, this is the JC's Mobile Sessions period, and it's kind of been an interesting... Because what I do is I load up the Zoom recorder, and I put a jacket on, and then in one pocket goes the recorder, the other pocket goes the phone, and then wrapped around my neck, I have like all these like extended cords and everything, so that they're not dragging around. And then I got a shorter mic cord. So I look like, for anybody that like that are like neighbors, I look like an insane person, like Rick Moranis.
Well, you're
from
also
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
You're walking around with headphones on and a microphone in front of your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I really look like actually,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I really do look like Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Or because of the mic, I look like Gallagher at a Gallagher show, which the other night we weren't doing a podcast. I watched Gallagher on mute, and it was the most fascinating. You don't have to like listen to Gallagher to enjoy Gallagher, because at some point he started throwing like objects. Like it wasn't just like... a watermelon, smash a watermelon. At some point, he grabbed like half the fucking watermelon and just like chunked it at somebody's head.
This is, to spell it out, this is one of his newer specials. If you're not familiar with Gallagher, he's very famous for the Sledge-O-Matic, where he would smash watermelons on stage, and there was like a splash zone in the front. Everybody loved it in the 70s. Well, now the guy's like 70, 80 years old, still doing a stage show, just came out with a recent one, but his show's changed a little bit. He pushes it as far as smashing, just shy of pissing on the audience. He goes extreme and is throwing trash at him.
Yes, and he's throwing trash at the audience at this point.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, again, you said you listened to it on mute, and I wasn't even watching it. I was just getting your translations. But
it was hilarious.
He may have, dropped some racial slurs or offended the values of the country by saying anti-American statements.
Well, that's the rap on Gallagher, is that in between smashing pies and watermelons, he says horribly offensive things. The weirdest part, though, the reason it made me think about it, the Rick Moranis thing, is that he's rigged up with what looks like a coat hanger and duct tape, a mic around his chest now.
Or like a lavalier mic.
Thing.
A lavalier, for anybody who doesn't know, is the little tiny mics you see during interviews, just clipped to somebody's tie or something. But he invented his own, apparently, 30 years ago and never gave it up, which was a coat hanger and a microphone.
Yes, and it's like a regular, big, giant, Shure microphone duct taped to his chest with a coat hanger around his neck, and he refuses to get like a proper like stage mic. It's the most insane thing I have ever seen.
Is there a cord like running out of his pant leg or something? Or is he wireless? Does he have a wireless pack?
It's a wireless. It is a wireless. So at least he's somewhat, technical. But it's just one of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen. And for that, like, I can't lie. I kind of love Gallagher because he's insane, but that's kind of, so I either look like Rick Moranis right now or Gallagher in the backyard. Probably more Rick Moranis for anybody that's seeing. They're like, what is he inventing? Is he trying to find gold?
You should go.
Or did he shrink his children?
You should go inside and get a colander, a strainer, put it on your head.
Yes,
and walk around. Just to add that element.
I might do that here in a second. I might do that in a second just because, and add on top of that I'm so loud when I talk anyway that the neighbors get like half a podcast. So they don't, a lot of people don't even know what a podcast is still. So they're like, he's talking to himself. He's walking around. He's got a colander on his head. This is some insane shit. I'm sure at some point I'll get the cops called on me.
It's not illegal to be the weird ranty guy in the yard, is it?
Yeah, I think it's perfectly legal. I mean, I as long as I'm not like yelling things at them, right? I should be okay. But it's
right.
It's just a weird thing.
It is weird.
On top of,
I'm just thinking, like, what could you get arrested for? Like, even some of the conversations we have, I don't think you could get in trouble for.
Yeah, well, no, I think I should be okay. I mean, it's just weird. I'm just a weirdo.
Well, if the cops do show up, do not remove the colander from your head, and also do not stop recording.
Yeah, we'll just keep the podcast going. We'll do like live PD. I was watching live PD last night. We actually talked about this off air
this
for
is
a long
insane.
time. It's like Cops on, I guess it's A&E, I guess. And it's Cops, but it's done completely live. They have like 6 different feeds from like 6 different states. And anytime something happens, they just flip over to the other, like, hey, they just got a DUI in Pittsburgh. Boom, they're in Pittsburgh. Hey, they just got a drug bust in El Paso. Boom, they're... But what I realize is like 90% of what cops do, I think traffic laws exist for the sole purpose of drug bust. Well, that's what I really think traffic laws exist for.
It's I think it was Giuliani with his stop and frisk thing back in the 90s. Not a stop and frisk. He had a plan to clean up New York City. And it wasn't attacking the drug dealers or the prostitutes or the pimps or anything like that.
He was a jaywalker, right?
He started cracking down on jaywalking, which led kind of, instead of trickle down, trickle up crime fighting, and stopped the larger ones because you would accidentally run into these people. But grandma also got harassed too.
Yeah, well, that was what stop and frisk was. But here's the crazy thing is, like, from a police standpoint, which cops love. It's like cops' jobs. It's kind of like it's like the opposite of like a firefighter's job is only to do good. A firefighter's job is only to put out fires.
Well, they're only reactionary.
And occasionally,
they're not going out and starting fires to put out.
Exactly. And so, like a cop's job, which you thought would be like protect and serve, that's really not the way a cop sees their job.
No, it's
I think cops
us versus
their
them.
job is bust bad guys. Which is kind of like, instead of thinking protect the good guys, it's bust bad guys. So they love arresting people.
I think it's worse than that. I think it's a war zone mentality a lot of these cops have. Us versus them mentalities. War, like right versus wrong. It's not a protect and serve. It's I don't know. There's some higher agenda in a lot of people's minds, I think.
I think that's overthinking it, because like when I watch these guys, like they really just love arresting people. It's kind of like the idea of like, what do they say? If you're a hammer, everything's a nail. That kind of
exactly.
thing?
Heart surgeon diagnoses everything as a heart problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm having that right now because I'm going to therapy a lot. And I think like at the therapy appointments I go to, my therapist sees everything. Everything under the sun is related to mental illness, right?
Right.
Well, that's kind of his job. So he's going to
that's his
classify
wheelhouse.
That way.
That's what he surrounds himself with.
Yeah, so like it makes sense that he's going to diagnose everything that way. So kind of like that's a cop. For some reason, the idea of what a cop was got changed from just the guy walking down the street whistling with his billy club, waiting for somebody to rob the candy store so he could protect the guy who owned the candy store, to like, hey, I'm going to stop everyone I see that doesn't have their, shoelaces tied right, and I'm going to see if they're carrying drugs.
Well, anything.
That's what it became.
Where are you going? What are you doing? Strip naked, turn around, cough. Hernia.
But I'll say this, after watching Live PD, it is very effective. I mean, they bust a lot of... I didn't realize how many people are just driving around with drugs in their car. That's an insane thing to me.
Scale of numbers. You're watching a couple hour long show.
Yeah, it's about five. It's a 5 hour long show every Friday night.
Yeah, they're only showing you the stuff like that. They're not showing you all the times they stop somebody for speeding and they're just going home tired after work with a gallon of milk.
Well, because it's a live show, they cut away from the boring shit really fast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yes, there are
so
drugs.
If they do like a regular pullover, they immediately go like, okay, back to, sorry for the cough, I'm still sick, back to Seattle. And then immediately go to something way more exciting than a guy getting a ticket.
And then
for
they
a
have some
headline.
UFC-style commentators they cut to as well, you were saying.
Yes, they have like 3, like a lawyer and like a sergeant and like a TV news personality, and they sit around a table like it's sports commentating, and they sit there and do live running commentary on people getting arrested. And last night what we were trying to figure out is the legality, because there still seems to be a very gray area between just simply pointing a camera at a person's face who hasn't consented to being filmed and like filming them get arrested.
Well,
like, I don't know how they avoid defamation or slander lawsuits for that.
Well, and even that, like just general consent law, depending on the place you're at. From what I've read, public property is always okay. So if you're on the highway, you can film. If you have committed the crime, then it becomes like a legal documentation. And there was one more. Some states may not just have it or something. I forget what the third one was. But the question still is, like, the guy getting pulled over going home from work. Like, how is he? Are they getting him to sign a consent form afterwards or during? Or they're profiteering from this show without consent.
I mean, I know cops used to at least get consent forms, because if they wouldn't get consent,
they grayed
you
out.
had a bunch of blurred faces on cops.
Same thing with most like prank shows or Impractical Jokers right now.
Yeah.
You can always tell who signed a consent versus did not.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very insane what's going on with this live PD.
I don't know.
And I was entirely fascinated by it. I couldn't stop watching it. And then I just realized, like, man, they're just out and about. It's a complete fair statement to say, well, that's the thing. I always think this. If you were driving around at night, because this seems to be when they're looking for all these major traffic stops, if you're driving around at night, you are out of your mind if you have a headlight missing or your expiration.
Don't do criminal things if
like
your car's not up to
something.
snuff.
Oh my God, dude! What are you thinking?
There's an old episode if you want to check it out where Serial explains how to deal with cops.
Yeah,
we should add
Great
to that.
episode.
I don't think we ever mentioned it in that episode. Do all your criminal activities during the middle of the day. You are way less likely to get stopped and frisked.
Correct. There's way less frivolous traffic stops at noon. 100%. 100%. As a matter of fact, I'd like to compare like Deweys during the day versus Deweys at night. I guarantee you day Deweys are way low. And most of them
unless
are
you're
probably
the guy driving into the pharmacy or something.
That's what I'm saying. If you get a Dewey during the day, you probably just hit a tree or something, you know?
Yeah, that's not quite the same thing as just getting pulled over because your blinker wasn't blinking fast enough or something.
There was a guy on last night's live PD who was driving a box truck drunk and had clipped like 3 cars in a parking lot and just kept driving home. And I was like, that's ballsy. To drive a box truck drunk is pretty, and he just owned it. Like, it was like that was his personal vehicle. It was very weird.
Was it his home as well? Because I always thought about that when I was younger. Like, just getting like a semi.
Live in a box truck?
With a cab or something, a box truck or anything. And that just being your car. I just drive a semi around as my car.
Yeah, well, where could you park it and sleep? Like, just at truck stops? They would let you park there anytime?
Side of the road, anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, that's insane for the cost of maintenance and fuel for those things. But as a kid, I didn't think about that. It was just like, that'd be crazy.
Here's a great question. This is an interesting thought. Because they have all these rest stops. Rest stops are for motorists to rest, right? Could you spend every night, let's say you're homeless and lived in your car, could you sleep every night legally at the rest stop in your car?
I think so, by the law of the road or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, if they caught you just kind of staying there, hanging out, they would run you off. Also, I'm not sure if they catch you repetitively staying there. I don't know what that would be if a week you just lived it there. You left every day, you came back at night.
If you leave every day and come back at night is what I'm talking about. You leave and you come back. Leave and you come back.
I assume the cops would notice eventually that the same car's there. Kind of give you a what for? What are you doing here? I see you here every night for a month.
Yeah. I don't have a home. It's a rest stop. I thought this was okay. I mean, they wouldn't arrest you for that probably.
Yeah, I don't know. different places, different laws. Sometimes cops are dicks. Like, they'll wake up and poke bums for sleeping on a bench and tell them to move on. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not like they take the bum to jail. They just say, come on, move it along, sir.
I mean,
Please
who knows?
go about your business.
I'm sure at least once a bum got arrested for sleeping. Like, we're taking you in. Too much trouble, old stinky Bob. You're going down in the paddy wagon.
Definitely.
So I don't know.
I'm being very careful right now as I put these cigarettes out. We talked about it on the terrestrial show, but we never talked about it on this show. I started a fire in a tree.
Well, you
like
put a
weekend of
cigarette
smoking
inside of a
cigarettes.
tree, I think was the big
Well, I
cause
didn't
here.
realize it was going to go. I flicked a cigarette. Yes, I flicked a cigarette kind of into a tree. And thinking, well, cigarettes go out. Now cigarettes are safe.
Yeah.
And then the tree engulfed in flames about 20 minutes later.
But that mentality, that thought is, I'm just going to throw this cigarette into this, pile of rags. Cigarettes go out.
Well, somebody had told me that these days they make them safer or something, you know?
Well, yeah, if you're sleeping on your Barca lounger and you fall asleep, they have wax rings in them so that if you're not actually smoking them, they will go out instead of burning all the way down. Not the same thing as throwing it into kindling.
Yeah, well, if note to self, if you throw it into kindling, there's a huge fire that happens.
Potentially.
So,
not guaranteed, potentially, though. Same thing.
Well,
everybody
in my case, definitely.
Well, yeah, I mean,
did it.
one time, one scenario, yes. But
Yeah.
everybody gives me a weird stink eye when I smoke at a gas station. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now, I guess caveat, pick your poison here or know your science. Don't light cigarettes at the gas station. But if you have
So
one...
if you drop a cigarette into spilled gasoline, it's not going to catch fire?
No, not at all. You can literally take a cigarette and put it out in gas. It will not ignite. The burning
We're
temperature...
going to go ahead and say allegedly on that.
I've tried it several times, and I've told people this and then tested it and showed them. It does not.
All right, guys, don't do that, is all I'm saying.
Go
Don't
outside,
do
pour
that.
some gas into a cup, put a cigarette out in it. Will not ignite. Put a match out in it. Boom. But a cigarette, the burning temperature of the cherry of a cigarette is not hot enough to ignite the fuel. And gasoline doesn't burn itself. It's the fumes of the gasoline as well.
Now, I've always heard that it's the fumes of the gas.
Air
I've
fuel
heard that.
ratio and all that. But an open flame will ignite it. Yes. Don't do that. A burning cigarette will not.
I would just say messing around with gas and fire always seems like not a great idea.
Oh, come on.
I do remember when I was
What'd you do when you were a teenager? That's all I did was play with fire.
Worse things than that. I used to set off primers with hammers, like for bullets, like those things. That was pretty dangerous. And then I made, one time in 8th grade, and again, don't do this, but I made like amounts to a mini pipe bomb. And made it with a buddy of mine. Jeremy Malega was the kid's name.
Throw him under the bus, too.
This kid. Well, I don't even know where this kid's at these days.
He may
was
be
like
one
a
of our
buddy
listeners.
mine in 8th grade. So me and this kid, Jeremy Malega, built this like little bitty, like a little bitty, looked like a, I don't even know what it was, but it looked like the size of a large bullet type bomb. And
what were you
with,
using?
Like
What
shrapnel shit. I
was
can't remember. It was plastic. I remember it was plastic and it was filled with
like a
but I know
medicine
gas
bottle?
was a portion of it. Maybe that was it. I can't remember. I just remember what it looked like. And what it looked like was like this little green plastic tube
Yeah.
that was sealed on both ends. But then we put like shot in it, like bird shot, which was a horrible idea because we didn't think, well, if we're going to set this off, we're essentially putting shrapnel in and then all the shrapnel is going to start flying at us. So then we set this thing off, and thank God it was birdshot, nothing more, and thank God it was a small explosion.
Well, yeah,
But it was
that's
pretty
the
much a
one.
horrible
Birdshot will
idea.
fuck you up if it's flying fast enough.
Yeah. I mean, you won't like. I've heard of people get shot with birdshot though, and be like they got hurt, but they didn't die or anything.
Oh no, you can definitely kill you. Get shot in the face with birdshot. Now, I mean, you shoot at a bird and it rains down on you. Not the same thing. But take a shotgun to the face with birdshot. Yeah, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Depends on the what do you call it? The distance. I
The
think,
explosion.
of how far away you are from the.
How
from
powerful the explosion
barrel
is
of
what
the gun.
what really matters. But no, I have my share of bombs and things I built playing with fire. Hell, you and I, just to share it with the audience, made gunpowder one time.
Yeah.
That was
Did make
sketchy.
And you know what? It worked. It actually worked.
It wasn't very well made, but it did. Yeah, it worked. You take a bunch of things that by themselves are not flammable or explosive, mix them up, cook it, and bam, you got something that is explosive then.
I remember, wasn't sulfur a huge portion of the what we made? And wasn't it more akin to Pyrodex than black powder? Or is that
not even familiar with Pyrodex or whatever the hell you just said?
Yeah, I thought it was more akin to Pyrodex by the time we lit it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, a couple ingredients. Saltpeter is one of them. The stuff that allegedly they put in your potatoes in the military so you don't get hard-ons.
In World War II to keep the guys from being horny?
Yeah, that's always the rumor I heard about it. I'm not sure what saltpeter is actually used for, but I know we had to go to a pharmacist to get it. And he gave us a weird look and like, I know what you guys are doing. Be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember going to the pharmacist and purchasing that. Because we had to go to like a weird, like old store drug shoppy, like the kind where like a guy owned the place, not like a CVS.
Yeah, old Carl's drugstore, been around since 1864. The Walmart and then the CVS's did not have it, at least not available to us.
Yeah, we went to an old school drug shoppy where you could still get a soda pop made fresh from the soda water fountain.
Yeah, well, with a draw.
Yeah, I remember that place. I remember that place significantly well. Was that in Madisonville?
Yeah, Madisonville TX.
Okay. I bet that place isn't even open anymore.
I think it is.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude made it. Yeah, I remember going to get that trip. We got the saltpeter, we had the sulfur, cooked everything in a large pot. And then how long did it take to dry out? It had to be like a day or something, or was it fast?
No, we started it, and by the end of the day, we had, gunpowder or whatever, black powder, and
lit that shit up.
Yeah. And we didn't make much. And it was scary as fuck when you're cooking it. It's nerve-wracking as hell.
Well, it starts foaming and doing weird, it makes weird colors. And
well, if your temperature goes a little too high, now you've ignited a pot of gunpowder.
Yeah, do you think your mom knew we cooked that in her kitchen? Did she?
At the time, no.
We did that?
Now she does.
Yeah. Was she pissed when you first told her?
No, not pissed. I mean, I saved it for a long time.
Yeah.
And by the time I told her, it was more or less like, I don't know why I ever left y'all at the house in charge of your brother and sister alone. My God, don't stop telling me these stories.
Meanwhile, we're cooking black powder.
Yeah.
That was the day we murdered a goose.
No, you murdered like a water chicken. I'm not even sure what the bird is. It's a little ugly waterfowl bird thing. And you went out there with a knife in your teeth.
It?
No, you did. We shot it.
I caught it with my hands.
We shot it, and like it didn't kill it or outright or anything. It landed in the pond, and you Rambo'd it, put a knife in your mouth, doggy paddled it out there, and brought it back in, and then insisted on eating it.
Well, because I was taught that if you killed something, you should eat it.
Well, again, you kill a coyote or like a rabid raccoon, you don't have to eat it. I promise you.
Well, we messed up though. Because after we had killed this goose to cook it and eat it.
Again, not a goose. This is a water chicken, like a water rat, a flying water rat.
Something.
A water pigeon.
We made some. After we, forgive all my coughing here. After we had killed it, then we decided to cook it, but we used the same pot to cook it in as we made the black powder in.
Yeah.
And we forgot to wash the pot.
Being bums. Not forgot. We had no intention of ever washing the pot. We were just lazy bums. Didn't think about the repercussions of eating a pot full of saltpeter and sulfur.
Yeah. So at the end, somebody was like, hey, did you guys, thank God somebody was like, hey, did you guys like use the same pot with the, because when it started cooking, it started looking really weird. It didn't look like a stew.
It was like bubbling yellow and shit.
It had foam. Yeah, it had a foaminess to it. And so it was very weird.
I think you did fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know how much sulfur the human body can consume before it's unhealthy.
I don't think it's going to hurt you. At least what we were doing there. If you were directly like trying to
with all that salt powder, we may never had a hard on again in our lives, you know?
Oh, yeah, I think
we might have been hard on free. But anyway, somebody told us so we didn't eat it. But what a day that was. That was quite the crazy day.
Yeah, parents out of town and some teenagers with time in their hands go crazy.
Yeah. It's never a good thing. But it's also never a bad thing. It's kind of just like, it kind of is what it is. I saw something. I was thinking about this because we were talking about sulfur in the goose or whatever. I watched this show this morning on Netflix called Chef versus Science. It was a BBC show. I don't know if it was a pilot that didn't get taken off or what. But imagine, have you ever watched, and I know you probably haven't, but are you familiar with the concept of a show like Chopped or Cutthroat Kitchen?
Yeah, the competition cooking shows, yeah. I don't watch them, but I know of them, yes.
The concept is the same, except in this case, you had a 5-star chef versus a scientist. And the scientist, his take on it was that cooking is a science, that you can understand the science of flavors.
100%. Salting something changes chemicals. It's not just the flavor, you're a scientist if you know what's going on with the salt and the peppers and the things you're doing to it, vinegars, acids. Yes.
So that was his conceit. I guess that was his portion of it. And the other guy, the chef, was like, no, it's more of an art. So it's kind of an art versus science thing. But the other thing that the scientist did is he wanted to prove that not only could you cook with scientific methods, you could cook with science, like scientific instruments. So he was making, he made tomato soup with a centrifuge, and he did in some kind of thing, some kind of water pool that gets hot. He cooked a steak.
Oh, sous vide.
Some kind of
sous vide.
Sous vide. Yeah, there you go. He sous vide the steak, and then he made a cake using this dielectric powder or something that actually separated the. It did the same thing that stirring, and it made it fluffy. It made cake fluffy. This kind of weird chemical powder that he cooked in it. So it was very fascinating.
Oh yeah.
But the chef ended up kicking his ass, the scientist's ass, because essentially at the end what they decided is
one of them tasted good.
Yeah, exactly. But the chef was very impressed with the steak, like the way the sous vide the steak, and then the way he made because then he made the sous vide the steak, but then the steak didn't have that kind of crisp that you want on the outside.
He didn't char it on the outside?
Well, here's what he did to char it. This was really interesting. So then he decided, hey, I've got to char it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put liquid nitrogen, a coating of liquid nitrogen on the steak, and then deep fry it.
Yeah, that essentially does the same thing. You're losing the smoky, woody flavor in part.
The other guy was against, he pan-seared it, so it wasn't like the other guy had a smoky, woody flavor, but he had a garlicky, buttery flavor the other guy did.
Right.
So.
No, I love that science cooking stuff. There's several restaurants that do it that I've seen.
It's called molecular cooking, by the way. It has a name. I didn't even know that.
I've never been to one, but I've seen them plenty of times, and I'm fascinated by it. If I was going to become a chef, I would be that asshole. I wouldn't be into the flavors and French cooking. I'd be into the science and math of it. And it's just fascinating to me that it is that accurate. This will do that to this, and then bam, you've got that, and you've got a steak or whatever. Dinner's ready. Yeah. It's amazing.
Well, I immediately thought of you when I saw the show. I was like, Serial needs to watch Chef versus Science. And I think it was a BBC pilot that didn't get picked up because it was after the first episode, it was kind of well, where do you go from here,
Yeah. Do we just repeat the same thing?
But they at least put it out as a special on Netflix. I was like, this is the shit, man. I loved it.
Okay.
Loved the hell out of it.
If you were to eat gunpowder, generally not that big a deal in small amounts. Now, depending on how much you eat, the carbon's not a problem, sulfur's not a problem. It's the nitrate, I guess the saltpeter, can create a problem with methemoglobinemia, which can be fatal because it prevents the red blood cells from transporting oxygen.
Oh, wow.
So, depending how much we would have eaten that night, there's a potential that, a short time later, we'd all stop breathing and died.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I think it was whoever told us not to eat it, I'm going to go ahead and give props to. I'm going to say thank you. We probably shouldn't have done that.
Well,
not that it was gonna. Well, it depends on how much we would have eaten.
Yeah, I don't think it would have
tasted like shit. So we would have had one bite and been like, "Fuck this."
Well, yeah, it was also a water pigeon, a water chicken, whatever you want to call it. I doubt anything about it would have been good, especially a nice sulfur bath.
Yeah, it'd have been horse shit.
But
it'd have been horse shit and tasted like horse shit.
Potentially, if you do eat enough of it, it could kill you. Which leads me to the question. I've always heard that people that dog fight, give their dogs gunpowder to make them mean. which is asinine to begin with to me. But if they really are giving their dog gunpowder, wouldn't it kill them the same way? Wouldn't the reaction stop their blood from carrying oxygen?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess like if you were to give a dog gunpowder, too much gunpowder. Well, you should look that up though. That sounds, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like fake news. That sounds like a made up thing we heard as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think it's fake news. I think it's just one of those stories.
Well, I just use the word fake news for everything now.
I know.
But
not a big fan of it.
I think it was a thing that was a total. I guarantee that's a bullshit lie. You know.
But the question
it's
really,
one of those things that sounds scary.
how many people heard it, then tried it, ended up with a dead dog, and the story still never changed?
Well, I don't know if anybody ever even really tried it. I guess
Surely
there's probably
somewhere
some
someone
punk-ass
did.
Kid that did, but yeah. Can you see if this is a wives' tale? I'm so curious.
I'm
now.
working on it.
Oh, I got you. Okay, you're already on it. I should have known because we were talking about the other thing, chef versus science, and the whole time in the background, you're researching the other thing, and I didn't realize you were still on that train.
Yeah. Well, I wanted an answer to it.
I'll tell you one of the things that I've become in love with. I think there was a period of time where you weren't drinking as well, and when you're not drinking, the ultimate beverage, or I should say, when you're not drinking booze, the ultimate beverage is tea. Tea is the shit, man. I'm drinking the fuck out of chamomile tea these days.
You know, coffee and tea. I drank a lot of coffee and tea.
Like, would you have like afternoon coffee and shit like that?
Yeah. Breakfast tea, coffee. Like, when I was not partaking, imbibing,
Yeah.
was the most hydrated I've probably been in my life.
Did you stop getting those weird cramps? I've always thought like those cramps come from not having enough water.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what JC's speaking of there, recently, a couple months ago, I was getting weird like back cramps and shit randomly. Well, what seemed randomly. It turns out I was just dehydrated. Dehydrated enough to my muscles cramping. So with a forced effort to, drink more water, they went away.
Yeah, I get that in my foot too. Like if ever I'm not drinking enough water, I'll get foot cramps like that. And I'll know it's never like really a great thing, but yeah, so I got you, man. So you were drinking a lot of tea and coffee as well. It's all been about I drink coffee in the morning, afternoon coffee sometimes, but most of the time it's all about the tea, man. And it's been about the chamomile lately. And I need to try, there was this one called sweet mint tea. I really like that. But one day I'd like to have like a tea made from like a sensei where it's like with like herbs grown in his herb garden. You know, he wraps them in like a little bitty one of those like, what do you call it, cheesecloths, and then you got real herbal tea. That'd be badass.
Okay.
I feel like right now with the K-cups, I don't get the proper. I get kind of fake tea.
Oh well, yeah. No K cups, man. You need boiling water and a proper tea bag, or if you want to one up your game, get a proper tea diffuser.
Yeah, that sounds like me. That's too much work, right? That's like that one thing you had like a French press or something to make coffee with. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is too much. Pop the cup in, flip it down, hit the button, bam.
You also like gas station coffee, so I mean, two different palettes.
I love gas station coffee.
Yeah, I cannot drink that swill.
Yeah,
but
I like gas station coffee, and now, I'll get to it in a second. We'll go ahead with what you've discovered about the gunpowder.
Yeah, so the first response here, I'm not digging too deep. The effects of gunpowder on dogs confirms completely that feeding dogs gunpowder will make them aggressive.
Wow.
The only downfall that this thing says about it is that it can eat away at their stomach and intestines.
Yeah, well, there's no way feeding something gunpowder is healthy.
Well, right. But again,
maybe that's why they're pissed off. Maybe they're so pissed off because they got the shits real bad, you know?
I would still believe that the one, like, dealing with human medical would also apply to dog medical. And this one is just the same rumor we've always heard about, if you want to fight your dog or have an aggressive, guard dog, give it gunpowder.
That's insanity.
I'm pretty sure it'll kill your dog the same way it'll kill you. There's no way they're immune to nitrates.
Between what dogs can eat and people can eat, though. I mean, I've seen a dog eat its own shit. I'm pretty sure that a person couldn't eat its own shit for too long without getting violently ill.
I think that's a little different, though.
I don't know.
Like a dog's bacteria may be better suited to fighting off other bacteria and viruses and things, rotten meat. But I mean, gasoline is going to be gasoline to any mammal if you drink it.
Isn't a dog's mouth loaded up with all kinds of cleaning enzymes and things like that? All kinds of like...
Oh, on the idea that a dog's mouth is the cleanest? No. I mean, yes.
No, I'm not saying a dog's mouth is the cleanest. I'm saying the saliva has cleaning abilities to, like, it filters out bacterias and viruses and like the stuff in dog saliva is like medicinal, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I guess in the same way that yours is. I mean, your mouth also has some of those properties as well.
I'm saying more so, though.
I mean,
dogs
the nitty gritty of it. But it's not, what I'm saying is that it's not magical. I wouldn't go drinking it. It's not like a lot of people say a dog's mouth is perfectly clean and like that's how they agree to licking their dog in the mouth. No, don't do that shit. But
well, I would say that it's probably not that bad. I mean, you just advocated that you could probably eat a little bit of gunpowder.
Right. I'm not saying it's going to kill you.
You could make out with your dog. You're going to be fine.
Right. But as for like, is it clean? It's not as clean as your mouth, other than what or where they put their mouths. They eat shit. They lick their assholes. But
because I know a cat's mouth is filthy.
No,
because if a cat bites you, 100%. If a cat bites you,
it's the same. All saliva, in essence, has some sort of protective antibacterial to it, because it is the largest hole in your body, and a lot of shit goes in there. You breathe through that hole.
This is an area where you do have to Google, because I know this is now going to be a Googling with cereal. We haven't done this in a long time. Googling with cereal. We haven't done this in a long time. You have to Google this, because I think you are 100% like dead wrong on this. I think a cat's mouth is pure filth. I've seen what it's done to people after they've been bitten by a cat. I've seen people bitten by a dog. I've been bitten by a dog on a number of occasions, and I've never had what I've seen when people got bit by a cat. So I have to know. And I've been bitten by people, by like children.
Not the same thing, though. I'm looking it up, don't get me wrong. But right off the bat, piercing bites. Anything that actually can pierce your skin, like a needle, like a cat's tooth.
Well, I've had a piercing bite from a dog, though, too.
But follow me, I'm not comparing them. I'm just using one as an example. Okay, a piercing bite from a dog's tooth, whatever.
Okay.
It is equally bad because it's a closed wound. It's the same way as stepping on a rusty nail. You can get tetanus from a dog bite or a cat bite.
Yeah, so I'm saying I've had a dog bite, a piercing dog bite, and then I've seen somebody get a piercing cat bite, and what happened to them was significantly worse than what happened to me. Hence, I'm pretty sure this cat bite versus dog bite thing, I'm right on. I'm pretty sure. But this is based on what a person would call anecdotal evidence. At the same time,
but that's the first.
Very positive.
That's the first step towards science. We've come up with a theory. Now we're going to skip ahead to the answer. We're just going to skip all the scientific method.
There you go. We're going to Google it.
Yep.
It's fuck science. Googling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very interested in this whole fucking thing. I don't even know when the last time. This is another. By the way, I was speaking earlier about periods we went through. We had the IMDb period, and then we also had the Googling with cereal period. Occasionally they come back though. The bits the bits return.
It's not like we did it for months on end, and that was the only thing that the show was. It's just that was our crutch at the given time.
Yeah, well, you notice like we really haven't had in a while a huge crutch. But like that was a thing. We would go through periods of time where when you have nothing to do, well, we know we can do this, and that kind of filled the void.
I mean, hell, even as
right
recently,
now, I'm genuinely interested in this fight. What were we recently doing?
Well, we were using fighting. We just did like a month long of fighting. I mean, we were fighting actually, but like that was our go-to. Like, oh well, this is interesting. That's interesting. Now let's fight.
Yeah. That just got at some point like. That had crossed over into some reality as well.
I mean,
weird.
I think it's the other way around. Reality fell into the show.
The lines had gotten blurred somehow. This is my second cup of tea I'm on now. By the way, I love a good K-cup. K-cups are the shit.
They're super nice for like one cup of coffee on the go. There's also something to be said about having a whole pot of coffee if you're going to drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I've given up. Since the invention of the Keurig, I have not had coffee from a pot in years.
Yeah, you know the inventor of that hates it.
Bam.
The guy who invented the K-cup process.
I don't give a fuck. He can hate it all he wants.
It's so much waste. For every cup of coffee, you're throwing away this thing. And just on your note, like expense, you can make a pot of coffee, like 5 cups, for like a nickel. Yeah. Every K-cup's like $1.
I've never given 2 shits. As a matter of fact, because I don't give a fuck about the level of coffee that I have, that's not even entirely accurate now because the dollar store got into the K-cup business. And you can get like 100-count donut blend coffee shop for like $5 now. It's nuts.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
it's like insane, dude.
In that case,
it's shit coffee. It's pure dog shit.
Actually, I don't mind that one. I think I've had it around you. That's not that bad. There's a couple of those that I do not like. I think there's one called Donut Shop. It's a brand. Oh, it's absolutely horrible. It is like gas station coffee. I don't know how 7-Eleven even got into the business. You can get 7-Eleven coffee K-cups. It's disgusting.
Everybody's in the K-cup biz now. It's kind of like when vaping first came out. You got all these unique flavors of vape juice and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think the K-cup business is similar. Everybody's got their own K-cup now and their own flavor, and they're all pimping them. As a matter of fact, if there was a K-cup convention, I would go like tomorrow. Like that would be a blasty blast. Just trying out this is my blueberry waffle K-cup syrup shit. I'll be like, let me fucking hit this shit up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, I still like a good pot of coffee. It's not a one answer. I'm doing my research. Give me a little bit longer.
Oh, okay. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
I got you. No, you just like the old school. Like we were talking about this last night. Like I used to be the man on the porch, and lately I've been a little chilled on that. And right now, these days, you're the man on the porch.
Oh, yeah. I hate the direction.
This is very similar. This is like, I like a pot of coffee.
Well, no, I'm not saying, I'm not against your K-cups. I'm not trying to stop the evolution of the K-cup. I'm just saying I like it. You know, if I'm going to be somewhere, I like a pot of coffee still. It's different because it like the first cup maybe is exactly the same. But when you get down to like the last cup, like 2 hours later, an hour later, and it's been sitting there just condensing, getting thicker, and it's so much better.
You like the swill at the bottom? You like the stuff that's filled with the grounds?
No. I don't like the grounds specifically. I'm not a person who drinks orange juice with pulp. That's insane.
It's like oil at this point.
Yeah, but I like it thick because like as you slowly simmer something, it condenses. It gets thicker, so the coffee becomes much more coffee. I guess I don't know. It's more potent.
I like water coffee as much as possible.
You just like hot water.
Water that shit, like hot brown water. That is my favorite. That is my way to go. Because sometimes people go like, I like a Arabica coffee blend or a French roast blend. I do
like a French roast
blend. And I go, fuck all these fucking coffees, man. They're shit. Well, it tastes like asshole.
Just to point out, you are drinking one of those. Like whatever brand or type of coffee you like has a name. It's more than just coffee.
It's called pecan.
Well, there you go. Pecan or your fancy pecans. Your pecans.
You're right. Oh, look at me, guys. I'm a fancy lad. I've got a pecan coffee.
Yeah, and
you're right.
Your pecan coffee is weird.
I should get a K-cup that simply says this word.
Black
coffee.
shit.
I just wanted to say coffee. Hot coffee. That's what I should drink. Hot coffee.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Diving into this, saliva is inherent, like somewhat antibacterial in a sense. That
was the word I was looking for earlier. Antibacterial. All right, continue.
Something like to an extent, essentially all animals. Again, I'm not diving too crazy deep into this.
That's fine.
The weird mole rat of the Russian peninsula. No, in general, saliva is antibacterial because again, it's the largest hole in your body. You breathe in out of it. You got shit coming in and going all the time. You got to kill some of that before it gets inside of you.
Yeah.
Then as to whether cat versus dog, what this is going into is apparently they are equally bad, but different. Cats' bites tend to be deeper and are more prone to infection because of that. Whereas dogs tend to have open wounds, I guess, instead of like a piercing.
It's a flesh wound.
Now,
it's merely
again,
a flesh wound.
Probably not advisable to be licking either animal in the mouth. But in a bite situation, I guess cats do win only because of the way their teeth are and they They bite deeper.
What about their claws? They're way worse than dog claws, right? Because they got all kinds of shit in them.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there's no question about that. They have razor blades compared to dogs like pointy fingernails. And cats attack with them compared to a dog who like gets you when he's playing. A dog's attack is not to scratch at you. A cat will sneak up behind you and eat your face with their claws, cut your throat.
I'm looking at this backyard right now. Somebody's got fucking chickens in their yard.
Oh, city chickens.
Can you have city chickens?
If there's not a law against it. If there's no exotic animal or farm animal law, yeah. You could actually have a donkey if you wanted to at this point. I guess, actually, let's go extreme. If your neighbor's allowed to have chickens, you should go get in a giraffe. Because if there's not a farm animal law, there's probably not an exotic animal law. You need a giraffe.
Dude, how amazing would it be to have the giraffe at town? The town giraffe. If you wanted to immediately be the coolest dude in town, anywhere you went, get a fuck giraffe.
That's for like the first week. Then you become the asshole with the giraffe.
Why? Why would anybody care?
Well,
because the giraffe shits are stinking up to the town, and they bring in all the giraffe flies.
Partially, and also, I mean, giraffes are giant, like animals. They're beasts by all technical terms.
But if it's your backyard, nobody cares.
Well, okay, then yes, you build the high fences, keep the giraffes in. Yes, okay. If you're properly maintaining a giraffe, then I can attest to that. I was thinking you're just gonna have your privacy
if you're letting
fence.
The giraffe run around like Godzilla, bro. Then everybody's gonna be mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Godzilla giraffe is not cool.
Again, you have to your privacy fence won't do it. The giraffe will just walk over it. So you have to build like a 15, 20-foot fence to keep the thing in.
Well, it also depends on what age you get the giraffe initially. And also, their necks are long, but their bodies aren't as long.
Their bodies still stand fucking 8, 10 foot off the ground. They're big as shit.
That's what I'm saying, though. But if you put a 10-foot fence up, even though that giraffe's little head can get over it by like 12 feet, it can't actually get over the fence.
Yes. But now everything within a 12-foot radius of your yard, which would be everybody else's yard, is cleaned off because the giraffe ate their bushes and trees and bit their kid.
Interesting legal issue. I don't think they could do anything about that. I think that would be legal.
That would be you standing on your fence throwing a yo-yo at your neighbors all day. That's a crime. You can't be doing that.
No, based on what I understand about trees and
trees grow and yes, that's not the same thing as an animal or an attack.
I think if the giraffe was eating the grass next door, technically legal. I wish we had a lawyer to talk to about that.
Actually, there is a note on that.
Legal.
There's a weird alligator hunting law in Texas that you cannot hunt on other people's land, obviously, without explicit permission.
Yeah.
What you can do, though, is somehow manage to kill the alligator and retrieve it all from your side of the property. It's like a weird loophole I've read about.
So if you shoot it with one of those like spearfishing bows?
Yeah, with a rope on it, and then you reel it in, yes, you can do that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about with this giraffe. I'm saying if I'm a giraffe and I'm caught between an 8-foot fence, my little giraffe body can't get over, but my head can touch the other side.
Yeah.
Is there a way a giraffe could like kind of use the force of his neck and head to like barrel roll?
Oh, like can it do like a front flip over the fence?
Okay, with using its
I don't think so.
A headstand kind of situation.
I'm not even sure they can actually jump. But
I would love to see a giraffe attempt that.
I can tell you, they're fucking. Have you ever seen a giraffe fight? They're strong as fuck, dude, and scary. They have horns. They will knock your neighbor's house down.
Aren't their horns fuzzy?
They have hair on them, but they're still solid bone. They're there to hit shit with.
They're probably not bone. They're probably like out of like all horns. Aren't horns made of hair and like a rhinoceros horn? Hair horn?
No, not a giraffe. It's okay. It's not a horn then. It's a knobby skull. They have 2 bones up on their head coming out of their skull.
So they just have a weird shaped skull.
That
use the butt things with.
Yeah, it's essentially a battering ram or a hammer.
But is that the male or female or is that both?
That's both. They have these little stubby horns that are fucking solid rocks that they will swing their head around and knock the crap out of things with.
What do you think a giraffe goes for? 70,000?
Oh, I don't know. The price of giraffe. I've never priced a giraffe. Let's find out. Also,
I'd like to buy one now. We're talking about it, but I'd like to buy one on the. Give me one with 3 legs or something. I don't have the money.
A crippled. I need a legless giraffe. Look, I'll pay half price because it's half the height.
Exactly. Give me a quadriplegic giraffe, and I'll just put some wheels on that son bitch's like.
Push it around.
And I'll just push the damn thing around.
Like an RC car, you'll drive your giraffe around.
Hell yeah! I'll fucking RC car the shit out of it. I'll buy one of those like mules, and I'll just put it in the back of the mule and just drive that son bitch around town. Everybody come feed my giraffe. Everybody come feed my giraffe. I'll be the shit.
On another note, on the same idea, at one point, years and years ago, somebody won an elephant through like a Cracker Jack competition or some shit. Some prize was an elephant. And the person went like, no, I don't want the money. Give me the elephant. And so they gave him an elephant. And it caused all kinds of problems. They actually did a whole South Park episode on the premise. Or not South Park, Simpsons.
Hey, not that, I mean, we talked about it the other day off the podcast, but just a heads up. The trophy hunting rule on elephants
already
has
getting
now been reversed.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, no more trophy hunting for the elephants. It's very weird the way people pick and choose which animals are okay to
You and I
murder
understand
and
that.
not murder.
You might want to explain that to the audience real fast while I figure out how much a giraffe costs.
Yeah, he's going to find out how much a giraffe costs while he's doing that. So basically, Trump undid this Obama rule to where they couldn't ship elephant trophies into the United States, but it really was only
from Zimbabwe.
From Zimbabwe, it sounds worse than it is.
And it was a paperwork issue, not a reason.
Yeah. And I'm assuming there's probably like a specific type of Zimbabwe elephant that's probably protected or something. But
No.
Way,
elephants. You have African and you have Asian. They're both protected.
So anyway, so they reversed this rule where everybody got upset about it. And now they're like, now they're reversing the reversal so that you can't send elephant trophies here anymore. But the truth is, to me, as I think about it in my mind, if they are protected, then like, number one, most of them shouldn't be getting killed anyway. The only way they're getting killed is with some kind of crazy expensive hunting license where then they give that money straight to the like Protect Elephants Fund or whatever. But secondly, it's like insane to me how we murder millions. I would like to know the number of cows that we kill in a year, because I would argue that if I was cows, it would be a Holocaust. And there's a Holocaust of cow genocide happening no one cares about. And yet one elephant head, and we're all upset. How can someone be so cruel?
Millions and millions of cattle. There's like 7 elephants. Now,
yeah, but I'm saying like
I haven't been listening.
Even if you removed that, people would get butthurt, dude. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean,
even if there
I don't
was
even know what you're talking about. I zoned out.
Right.
So here's the gist on the giraffe. For the price of a low-end car, approximately about $25,000.
Oh wow!
You can get a giraffe.
That is a smaller buy-in than I thought.
We're lucky enough to live in one of the only states in the country that allows exotic private ownership of such animals. The state of Texas.
Wow!
You can own lions, tigers, and bears here.
Oh my!
In fact, I've heard rumor again. Well, just a quick. I've heard rumor that there's more Siberian tigers in Texas than there are in the rest of the world.
Privately owned.
Privately owned tigers.
Privately owned, yeah.
Yeah, no, not wild tigers. Texas is not overrun by wild tigers. Don't jump to that conclusion. But now, this article also goes on to essentially what reads as why you don't want to actually own a monkey, kind of like facts.
A monkey, not a giraffe?
No. Okay, you know the story. Yeah, it'd be so cool to own a monkey, and then there's always that one guy that goes, "No, you don't want to own a monkey because of this." This article kind of does the same thing, but with giraffes.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that then. Let's wrap up this because in a second I got to get ready to go somewhere, and I know you got to work on a computer. So let's wrap up with reasons not to own a monkey, and then
giraffe.
plug
reasons not to own a giraffe.
Okay, and then we'll plug the new album. So why should we not own a giraffe?
Well, depending on what you get, but a male can grow approximately 20 feet tall. It can weigh approximately 5,000 pounds.
Now, wait, how much of that is neck, though? I'm sure it doesn't say, but if I was going to guess, I'd say 12 feet or more of that is neck. It's all neck.
No, there's no way their neck is longer than their entire body. I'd say it's close to 50% or so.
Every time I've seen a giraffe, it looks 90% neck.
Like if you cut it off at the shoulder, the neck would be 3 times as tall as it itself.
That's how it seems to me the last time I saw it.
You're describing the stubbiest legged little giraffe. 1 foot legs, 13 foot neck.
Well, I was thinking if it's 20 feet, 12 on the neck side, 8 on the body side.
I'm thinking probably closer to 10 or so. Maybe a little bit shorter on the neck. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, I think the height is not as scary when you attribute most of it being neck.
Oh, it still is.
It's not as bad.
Because that's where the weapon is. Again, I don't care how long your arms are. It's which part of it is holding the knife. So
I mean, it's also fair too. It's also actually reach is dangerous. When you're like talking about boxing, the longer reach, the more they got to whip around and hit the shit out of you with.
Yeah, right. So yeah, if you're all of 3 foot tall, but you have 7 foot arms, you're still a mighty threat in a boxing match.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, I'll take that. And then how much do they get up to weighing? 5,000 pounds?
Yep. So they can weigh approximately 5,000. Again, the males about 5,000 pounds. The females, though, I mean, you might be better off going with the female, about 15 foot or so, and close to 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
Several different kinds. There's like 3 or 4 different kinds of giraffe, depending on their patterns, where they're from.
Yeah.
Horns. They both male and female have horns, although the male is much bigger compared to the female and much more aggressive. Let's see. The legs are 10% longer on the hind. The heart weighs up to 22 pounds, so you could have a good meal if you ever ate your giraffe. Okay, most of these. I thought it would go into how much food does it eat. Let's finish. Let me find that, and then we'll quit.
Okay. Are you not liking a lot of these facts?
No, I thought it would have food in there at the end. Like, this is why giraffes are bad. You know, they're aggressive, they're huge,
It eats 80 pounds of food a day. It only eats small children on Wednesdays.
No, like on an elephant's very similar to that. Like a jet too. A jet's the same way. Oh, I can get a jet for $100,000 and I'm set. What you don't realize is
fuel the fucking jet up, right?
Yeah, the monthly bills for a jet is $50,000 or something.
Yeah, because you have to have it like parked in a fucking aircraft thing
and maintained and fueled and inspected and painted and all kinds of shit. It's very hard to keep an airplane legal.
That's what I hear about people owns yachts, is that the cost of having the yacht crew and the yacht maintained all year off of some fucking place is insanely expensive compared to the yacht itself.
Yeah. You can get a good deal on a yacht for $1 million, but you better have $5 million a year to maintain the damn thing.
Yeah, it's fucking insanity. So
okay, so
you're saying if $20,000 giraffe, you better be ready to rock about $1,000 a week or a month on this fucking giraffe.
Right. So a giraffe's neck can go up to about 6 foot. So again, I don't know what average giraffe we're talking about here, but different article, different story. This is from
only 6 foot.
This is from the San Diego Zoo.
Wow, I was going 12. I was very wrong on the size of a giraffe's neck.
I was even wrong, Bob. I overbid.
I feel like I've seen giraffes with longer necks. Maybe not. Maybe, what do I know?
Okay, so this one goes, maybe we're speaking about a female, or that other story where I found the number to buy a giraffe was wrong. Yeah. This one's saying a giraffe's about 6 foot in the neck, about 6 foot in the legs. And so you make up the 3 foot in the body, bam, you got yourself a female giraffe, according to the last story.
I got you. Okay, so basically you are right, though. It's kind of a 50-50 deal. Body to neck is kind of 50-50.
Come on, how much does a goddamn giraffe eat? Oh, here's another bad thing about giraffes. They only sleep about, an hour or two a day. So there's never a period where your giraffe is just like sleeping in the corner.
So in the idea of like them just kind of eating your neighbor's grass, they're going to be eating that shit.
Well, the grass, the shingles, the siding, anything that thing can reach, it'll be eating.
Neighbor's shingles. By the way, less food you have to buy if they can eat your neighbor's shingles. So
okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's only,
do you think shingles are to giraffes as gunpowder is to dogs? Are you going to get a weirdly aggressive?
Oh, because of the tar in it and stuff? That'd be great if you just... Your giraffe eats your neighbor's shingles and then becomes crazy aggressive.
Can you see like one of those, you're going to go to those houses where the pit bulls on the like zip line chain is just running and constantly barking really crazy loud? Can you imagine pulling up to somebody's house? Same thing, but it's a giraffe just running back and forth. I
don't know, but it paints a great picture.
Yeah, that would be the scariest shit of all time. Oh my God, if I pulled up and saw that, I'd just be like, I'm out. This is worse than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Maybe your Detroit plan. You buy your $7 house in Detroit, and then you buy your $30,000 giraffe. Now you be careful to not hangover 3 on your travels up there. Take your giraffe's head off on an overpass.
That's true.
But then you just have a guard giraffe in Detroit, you can even give them one of those little bubbles they put in kids' playhouses where you can stick your head up into it out of your roof of your house.
You have a guard giraffe. It would be, dude, you would never, ever, you'd be so safe in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, so safe. As a matter of fact, you'd probably, like, if you could get it to have babies, you'd probably have, like, gangsters rolling up, like, Bloods and Crips, like, how much to get one of them baby giraffes, yo?
Okay.
I want a baby guard giraffe.
It takes, like, close to 500 days to gestate a giraffe, and you need 2 of them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where you source giraffe semen from. But
No, well, you can get it.
they
You
don't
can get it.
they don't eat nearly as much as I would have guessed.
I'll sneak into the San Diego Zoo and jerk one off.
Jerk
real
one off
fast.
and collect it. That sounds like a plan. Man caught on tape, 6 o'clock news, jerking off giraffes.
Yeah. This is for my genius Detroit guard giraffe plan.
It's going to happen. I'm not crazy.
Defending that in the courthouse. That would be great.
Giraffes
how much
only,
do they eat?
only about 75 pounds a day, which seems reasonable.
Yeah, sure. Is it reasonable? Yeah.
I mean, a square bale of hay is about 80 pounds on the given. And cows will eat that in no time. So, I mean, hell, 1 square bale a day, that's like $5 for a giraffe to eat. They probably eat something very, very exotic, though.
Square bale's probably $40 a day, right? If you were having to put a new one out?
No, like $7, $8 for a square bale.
Oh, a square bell. Okay, I got you. I was thinking a round bell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Square bale is about 80 pounds. Now, again, more than likely, they don't eat just hay. Okay, right here. They prefer Acacia trees, Acacia, Acacia.
Acacia.
Acacia trees. So I doubt a bale of that a day is going to be very cheap.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys.
So-
There's not only is there a great idea for you, there's a great plan on how to protect your home if you're in a particularly rough neighborhood. Guard giraffes, and as we found, not nearly as expensive as you thought. $20,000 for the giraffe, about $10 a day for the hay. And, it won't be acacia, but that giraffe will get used to it. And if you really want to take it up next level, let them eat your neighbor's shingles.
Bam, right here. The Detroit Zoo, when is the date on this? Oh, this is 2013. They might have sold it. But the Detroit Zoo was having a going out of business sale.
Son of a bitch.
Their giraffe was a healthy breeding female giraffe, was going for $80,000.
Son of a bitch. I missed the boat. And go figure, the Detroit Zoo went out of business. Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, what you would have paid extra for the cost, you would have saved on transportation.
Transporting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say, hey, guys, can you deliver that to 5th Street, please?
Yeah. I'm bringing my saddle by at 8. I'm just going to ride it home.
I've got a $1,500 firebox that I purchased off of Zillow. The inside is completely stripped of all the wire, but don't worry, this giraffe will protect it. So, anyway.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
go
there
out,
you
buy
go.
yourself a giraffe, because apparently it's legal in Detroit and Texas.
Crazy enough, for that one $80,000 giraffe, I could buy 75 homes in Detroit.
A skyscraper.
So,
You can get a skyscraper, take a floor out so he had room for his head.
oh my God, that'd be great.
So, back to it. We have an album that is in that weird transition. We paid, we posted, it's going places. I just don't know where or when it is.
Well, I know you can get it now at cdbaby.com. So if anybody wants to buy just the MP3s, you can buy just the MP3s off of cdbaby.com. It's for sale there. Not most people buy it from iTunes or listen to it on Spotify, which it will
Google,
be here
things like that,
eventually.
Amazon. But leftovers. All the crap we've been doing for 10 years that we managed to keep somehow, what we could find, compiled onto one album, mastered, and shoved out for the public. Some of this stuff is recorded on a 4-track when we were, 15 years old, and some of it was recorded for the last album and just didn't really make the cut. And bam, but there it is. We have a fresh, clean slate going forward. Everything we have in our catalog is out now, available to you.
Boom.
Wherever your digital music is purchased.
25 songs. So it's a good little set list too. So enjoy that. For anybody that got the first album, you'll love the second. If you didn't get the first album, what the hell is wrong with you? We have so many listeners I know out there that have not done that yet. I am speaking to you guys. Do yourself a favor. Get the first album as well. Still Crazy after all these beers. It is available on all the services now. iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music, you can find it. So just get it, buy it.
YouTube.
And we would love it if you get it. Yeah, listen to it on YouTube. If you want to preview it ahead of time, listen to it on YouTube because that's cool too. But either way, there you go. Check out Naked Serial Project Leftovers. It should be out. By the time this is posted, it'll be out within a couple days. So just keep looking it up. You'll see it.
Next time, we've learned a lesson. Next time, we will have a day. We're going to do it proper.
We're going to do an actual release date on the next album, which we are actually still working on. So that's good news. Instead of saying we're working on it and not really, or saying we're going to do it not, we're working on it. And we're going to have some guest spots on this one, which I'm excited for. But I don't want to spill the beans until we actually have some guests who have confirmed that they're in.
Well, until the track is in our hands and we can put it together.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. Until next time, I am JC King.
And I'm Wired Cereal.
Saying cheers.
Prost.
Slancha and...
Salud.
We'll see you next time on The Exploded Show.
This has been an Exploded production. For more where that came from, go to exploded.com.
You get a giraffe with a bubble for your Detroit home. And if you continue with the plan of your 10-foot golf cart fence and a moat, I think you need to get a hippo also.
Greatest decision ever.